I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't really care if my rhythm's off, cause I'm gonna dance like nobody's watching me. I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't really care if my rhythm's off, cause I'm gonna dance like nobody's watching me.
And good afternoon. It's Mikey here from the Crochet Crowd, live here on this Friday afternoon at, well, it's still morning, 11:53 a.m. in the Atlantic time zone here in Nova Scotia, Canada. And today I am working on a new design that I started back in January. So Josie, you're first up today. We are only broadcasting live currently today on YouTube and not Facebook. So in the broadcast today, I'm starting a brand new design that I started back in January, and life got really complicated for me, and Karen pulled me out of the house for a few days, and we went and we stayed at a chalet in the middle of nowhere, and we got out and had a life reset. So during the life reset over the 3 days, I created the starting of a project. This was going to be the summer stitch along. I don't know if it's still going to be the summer stitch along, but anyway, it's got the combination of a typical start like I would normally do in the beginning, and then it transitions to the grannies in a clock formation, and then it goes out. But I'm stuck. So because I'm stuck, I can't move forward with this design, and because the design is not sitting flat, and I want to chart out this thing in diagram format so that I can see where I'm going wrong, because my stitch counts are not working out. I was much further in this design, and I pulled back all the way to this section, and I restarted again. It's still not sitting flat. So there's something currently wrong in the granny square section. So I want to trap within time the granny squares going around this. This is not going to be the final color. This is just play yarn, and that's what I'm kind of working through. So because my life got complicated, everybody's life gets complicated. I'm thinking about calling this the study of complication, or complex, or like hitting the skids or something. So anyway, so that's kind of what I'm working through, and so we have that going on. So we have Crow Knit Designs Wanda, just from a few towns over. So where is the few towns over? I have not heard of you before. So yeah. So anyway, so Lisa is joining us this morning. So Lisa was our guest last night. Lisa, you really rock my world. I thought about you quite often before I went to sleep last night. If you got to see yesterday's broadcast of Loose Ends, Lisa Roth was our mystery guest. Really quite impactful, really insightful, and it's really quite something. So Crow Knit is from Truro. So Truro, I think, is 2 hours from here, so just a few towns away for sure. I'm in Wolfville, Nova Scotia, to put a light on that. So I have all my sheets from when Karen pulled me out of the house of the design, and this design, the rectangle itself. The rectangle itself is actually not the square. The granny square is actually more of a wedge, and so that's kind of what we have going on there. So anyway, so we have that going on. We're also looking for guests for the next several loose ends. If you are interested in being a guest on the show, you know, we go along with the guest. As most of you know, the premise is that I don't know who's coming online until you're here. And I never like to hear a story twice, so it doesn't make sense for me to know who the person is. And so on camera, it's completely a surprise. So that's kind of where I'm going with that, right? So have that going on. So on the other screen, we're going to start a new pattern from scratch. Lisa last night was asking about circles and understanding that. So I was trying to explain it, but I went over her head. Not because she's not intelligent, it's because I wasn't being clear enough. And so round circles are always, and the way that I see it, the round circles are always a pie, a piece of pie, like a pie. Like like eating pie. And so depending on how many slices of pie is how this thing grows. So you can start off with 6 pieces of pie, or 8 or 12. It's usually an even number of pieces of pie so that you can get it to grow properly. And so for this one here, this how many pieces of pie was there in the granny square? There's 12 granny squares, so there's 12 pieces of pie, but that doesn't mean that the middle section had 12 pieces of pie. So everything is about pie shapes, and we go along with that. So MDL crochet is off and at it today, and so I got a lot of stuff going on. My my ADHD is going off so hard, so I don't know how long I'm going to stay online before like I get distracted like a squirrel with a nut. So that's kind of what we going on. So so I don't design in the sense of writing down words. I design in the sense of symbols and shapes and stuff. So I have to translate this. Interestingly enough, as well, is that I had a consumer email this morning about one of the patterns that was screwed up. Not my design, not even a Yarnspirations design, something that I blogged about like 12 years ago, and she said the counts are all wrong. And I looked at it, I'm like, holy shit, the counts are all wrong. And the company is out of business by now. But it's so funny, like 12 years later, that there's major mistakes in this pattern, and this is the first time anybody said anything. Clearly nobody's using it. So that's been kind of fun. So yeah, so does anybody else have ADHD? So I kind of have. This week has been horrible, just horrible. I don't even know why. So we're going to start off with the center. So I can see my sample off camera here. It looks like I got a nice tight hole going on, just the way that Gordon likes it today. And so I have to be conscientious of making sure that I keep my tight stitches going. And so yeah, so that's kind of what we're going on. So everything on this side of the screen. So we're going to just go over to the presentation here. And we have the start. So everything on this side right here is the, and I can see your comments as well, but is the actual layers. So because I'm going to have to separate this into a stitch along. So I don't know where that should be when it comes to that. Some people like to race ahead on the beginning of a stitch along, as Lisa was talking to me about that. And then they get all anxious and stuff. So yeah, so Lisa wants me to teach how to read or how to write patterns. So I'm still thinking about that, but I wouldn't hold your breath. I just lack the what's that called? I lack the insight to do that, if that makes any sense. So everything is in there. So the red that you see there, that is the actual access point of the center of the piece of pie there, Lisa. And so we want to go into a circle. So we're going to just grab if I did teach something like this, I would have to think about, dead people. So I'm just going to grab a couple of things here, a double crochet and a chain, and take it with me so I can see this here. And we're going to put this on layer round number 1. So what is the color for those that are familiar with this? What is the color of the first time the pattern appears in a diagram? The color. And the color is clearly on screen, so you're going to get that. So we're going to place this as the center of the pie. And we're going to place this guy here right onto the access point of that red. And it can be just close enough. And we're going to put this guy there. Okay, so we got that right. So, so Freya is not getting so far today. I'm working on the Flag of Independence Day. I'm not sure what that is. I'm Canadian, so that might be a U.S. reference. It sounds like it could be. Yeah. Second row, Starfield. I need help. If you tell me what the second row says to help me. I'm working on the flag called Independence Day. And I can't seem to get the pattern down for the second row of the star field. So I don't, where is that pattern? Is that a Yarnspirations pattern? I can help you if it's a Yarnspirations pattern. I can just quickly look at it. But if it's somebody else, then I probably shouldn't overstep. I'm just going to just put the Independence I don't see that as an option for Yarn Inspirations. I see the Lydia's Crochet American Pride flag. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so I will head back to Illustrator. So what we have to do is we have to divide this. So I already have this drawn out, and this shape, it has 12 pieces of pie. So the pie has to be divided by 12. So we're going to select the rotation tool right here. And a registration in red appeared here, and we click it and we hold down the command key and move the registry of the center of that shape to the center of the pie. And we release it, and that should not have happened. So we're going to try again. So just rotate, command, shift, and down. A box should actually open up. There it is. And so we take the 360 degrees, because that makes a circle, and we divide it by 12 pieces of pie, and we copy it in Command D all the way around. And so you end up with 12 pieces of pie on round number 1. So I'm going to just adjust this guy a little bit. I'm not going to worry about the starting and stops of rounds. I worry about that at the end so that we don't lose our configuration. So in round number 2, so we're going to move up to round number 2. So round number 2, the color is always blue. Okay, so we're going to grab a blue, and we're going to use double crochet again according to this. Looking at the sample, that looks right. And we're going to head back over, and we are going to go up here. So what I'm missing here is that I'm missing a registration of a circle. So I need a circle, and I need to make it so it's completely a circle. And my circles are always going to be green so that I can see it. So the circle, you will not see it as a person using the diagram, but it's just for me. And I'm going to move it directly to the center of the pie. And this will help me keep an eye on the circle. So, and I'm going to make it the height of the existing one here. So my problem is that I have going on, and I got lots of problems in my life, is that I don't know where the next single crochet, or sorry, the next chain should be. So what I need to do is take this registration and rotate it around, and this will increase by 12. So we're going to have 24 pieces of pie. So we're going to rotate that. So 360 degrees of a pie divided by 24. And that is going to show me where that chain 1 should be. So this is your first one, and then this will be a chain. So we're going to drag in a chain from here, a blue one, because it's row number 2, round number 2. And we're going to rotate this so that it looks like it belongs. So this one here, because it's in front of the shape, I want it behind. So I'm going to move this shape behind. So I can see it. And we're going to rotate this guy so it looks right. So we want to match that circle kind of the way it looks, and the center point to this. And now we're going to then this is round number 2. So we're going to go around. So we're going to take this shape. So these 2 shapes, and we're going to go around the center. So we grab it and we move the registration key to the middle, and we go around. So because there's 2 shapes together, that only gives us 12 pieces of pie divided by, so 360 degrees divided by 12, and this will copy itself around. So that was round number 2. I'm a little concerned that, you know what, I'm a lot concerned. I'm a little concerned that the shape was too close to the one underneath. So I'm going to just change that just slightly. Just make it a little bit, give it more distance, and then we'll try again. So you at home will be able to see it in your download when you get it, right? Okay, so we're going to take that. And so it's 360 degrees divided by 12. Yeah, so that was round number 2. So I like the distance better because when you zoom out on this thing, you can see there's clearly a distance. So we're going to move up to round number 3. And in round number 3, we are using double crochet again. So in round number 3, what's happening here is that we're going to get rid of these guys out of the way. So round number 3, right where I'm sitting is exactly where I don't want to sit. So I'm going to take this whole thing and rotate it so that I'm here. Okay, and we need double crochet. So because it's round number 3, we're gonna have to have a black double crochet. And so we're gonna place it so we can get the height. And so that's why that green circle matters. So we're gonna get the height. And that's currently sitting in the wrong location, but we're gonna get through there, make the circle bigger to match. And then we're gonna take this guy here. So it looks like okay, we're going to, I just guess where that is. I don't exactly know, but I need 2 of these guys here. I just want to see where those are. So I'm going to move that guy here. So I'm just going to commit to that. It's just a guess. And we're going to commit to that. And this time there is 4 stitches per pie. 4 times 12 is 48. So we're going to say that this is 48 pieces of pie because I want to see where the stitches are going to go. So 360 degrees divided by 48. So I can already see that there's a problem. It might be okay though. So that means the question is, do I care enough? I think it needs to be moved over just slightly. And try that again. So clearly I care enough. So we're going to try that again. Grab the shape and rotate around the axis. And 360 degrees divided by 48 because there's going to be 4 pieces of within 1 piece of pie. Okay, so I think I'm going to commit to that. So we're going to grab some black, 2 single crochet. Or sorry, I don't know why I'm calling them single today. They're going to be 2 black. So let's move him out here. Move him in. And we're going to just tilt these guys a little bit. To match the circle. And we'll take the base here. And we'll just lean it in. So the complication with these designs is that the center of those double crochets, they have that stupid little thing. They're always leaning on the one side. So you can't just mirror those things. And so now the center of these guys need to be matching. And they're slightly too big. So I am going to take one out and just make this a little bit smaller. So the size of the shape does not matter to the meaning of the shape, if that makes any sense to you. Yeah. So Charlie Charles, it is Saturday. They're probably over in the Australia. Okay, so now we have that. So we have these are perfectly aligned, and now we're going to rotate those, and this should be on round number 3. So we're going to move these to round number 3. I don't know where the stitch along weeks are going to be, so I have to make sure to keep those separate. So the next stitch, this one, should actually appear here if my calculations are correct. So we're going to rotate, grab the registration key, and drag it to the center of the pie. Okay, and 360 degrees divided by 12. Something is wrong. I didn't grab all the pieces. So we'll try again. So 360 degrees divided by 12. And that goes around the circle. So that was round number 3. Okay. So what patterns this missed the beginning? This is a brand new pattern, Kristen. Oh, Kristen, Daniel was reading your book that you mailed me. He says, I'm glad you never read that live on camera because the balls had lice. I don't know. I haven't read it yet, but I will. I was going to read it live on camera without actually reading it first, but I didn't get that far. So this is where it gets complicated. So we are going to do single crochets in the next round. So if the last round was black, the next round is blue. And move that to round number 4 and drop it. If you copy it and put it on the proper layer, it stays on the proper layer. And so I'm just going to match the same angle of the shape below. Okay, so we know that. Yeah, we'll make this guy bigger. So that's the height of the next round. And according to my notes, there is no increasing of stitches. So this here will be 48 pieces of pie. To the center. 360 degrees divided by 48 people. So these are the tops of the stitches. And we are going to need a back. Really? Okay, that's not the same design. Turns out I got two different designs here. Okay, so these are going to be a front post double crochet. So we're going to grab some front post. So I'm just going to grab the whole thing so I have it. And I'll put it near the stitch key so I can see it. So I'll know exactly what that means. And we're going to grab this for round number 4 and take it with me. My other one said that the other one was front post single, but it's actually double. Okay, so it's going to be here. And that is going to be there. We're going to take this guy and rotate. It's important that the tops line perfectly towards that because the base underneath could be a little off like it is there. And so we're going to rotate this guy so he matches that angle. And then we're going to dissect these guys. So these are 2 front post double crochets around the same post. So we're going to move that to here. And we're going to drag that guy to there. And I think I'm going to, yeah, I'll just leave that guy there. And we'll do the same with the other guy. We'll have to rotate him. And then we're going to drag him down. Because they're going to go around the same stitch. And we'll move this guy up. And so the angle changes because it's going in a circle. So there is no increasing there, right? Have you already designed this or charting it now, or are you designing as you are charting it? I already have a partial sample already made, but I'm stuck in the pattern. And so what I'm doing is that I'm just, I'm charting what I have and then seeing, because my blanket's not laying flat. And because of that, I can't move forward in the design. Okay, we're going to rotate this guy around the center. But sometimes I design this way as well. But what I'll do is I'll design it on computer and then I'll actually physically crochet it and check it to make sure and then move on. So there's going to be 12 pieces of pie for this one because there's 4 per section. And Command D. And that's out. Okay. Okay, we're going to move on to round number 5. And number 5 has double crochet again. And what color was that? That was blue, so we have to go back to black. And we just want the height, so I know where to put the green round. So this is the height. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get rid of these guys out. I'll move out 1. And I'm going to rotate this thing so that it makes sense. Just taking a look at the design. I'm going to, where is that? That is around the 2. Okay, we are going to take him out and we're going to rotate them so that this whole thing will line up perfectly. To here. And we're just going to put that there as a temporary hold. And we're going to put this here so we can find it. So there is going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's going to be 6. So 6 times 12. So there's going to be 60 pieces of pie. And we'll rotate that guy around. So 360 divided by 60 pieces of pie. So this will be where all the tops of the stitches are going to be. Okay. And we need some stuff going on here. So we're back on round number 5. We're going to need some black single crochet or black chain work. Black chain work. I'm looking at where the centers are. I can make these guys a little bit longer and then rotate them. To match the angle. Okay, and then we have these guys here. So it's easier to stretch the stitch than it is to move the tops. So there's a 2 together stitch right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Something is wrong. Oh, that's a 2 together. That's out. So we got 2 more of these guys. Something is wrong with my design. This guy continues to be front post. Mm-hmm. One, two, three, four, five, six. Something is wrong. What is wrong? Yeah, they're supposed to be 6 times 12 is 72. Oh, shoot. Yeah, you're right. Duh. Well, hopefully you don't pay me for my brains, because that's a hit or miss most days. 72. Okay, let's try that again. I was thinking 5 times 12, which was 60, but it's actually 72. So 360 to be divided by 72 pieces of pie. Okay. Okay, we're going to get this guy to be narrower. This guy moves here. And this guy moves here. And these guys are together, so they'll go here. And this was a 2 together double crochet, so we need an extra leg for there. And point it here. And this guy points here. And we're going to move that guy down and this guy up. And we're going to rotate him more. Okay, and then this guy here is all messed up, so he needs to go around all of this. Done. Yeah, so there you go. Got it. We're going to take that and we're going to rotate that around. So there's still 12 pieces of pie. And I think I'm gonna do what would Kristen do? Kristen would label stuff up. Divided by 12. So I'm going to put the number 72 here so I remember that number. $72. And we'll make it a different color so I don't accidentally leave that there. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 12, so this was 48. Okay. And round number 6. Okay, round number 6, we are going to put double crochets in. Okay, so that'll be blue. So this will allow me to find more time, probably in the weekend, to do there. So I have the right height, so we're going to make this bigger. And that's the wrong stitch for there, so we're going to take that out. We're going to move this up to the center. Take these guys out. Okay. Round number 6. We need with blue. So we need that there. And let me try to figure out what the math is of this one now. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm back to 5. 5 times 12 is 60. So this is going back to 60. So the chain twos actually kind of loop up a little bit and make it kind of lacy looking. That's why there's extra there. Command D. And then here, this goes, it should be on round number 6. So round number 6 is here. So when it comes to these circles, they can be misaligned quite easily, intentionally, and because of the angles. So this one here, you see that the tops are not over top here. So I will line up this one first. And then, so I'll only have to do it, probably a few multiples of it, and then it'll realign back up. Okay. So the study of reality blanket that was out was supposed to be the summer stitch along, but Yarn Inspirations asked me to move it forward, so it got moved to the spring. So this So we don't have a summer stitch along unless I do this. Okay, and so he's going to go here. Okay, so if I have, how many of those do I have? 2, 3, 4, 5. I gotta count how many that is. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I got 24 of these guys. So I'm going to rotate these guys 24, just so that I can see the repeat on this thing. So 360 degrees divided by 24 pieces. And that's not right. Why did that not line up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24. I had 24. 24 times is 48 plus another 12. That's 60. Yeah, so anyway, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, but we will figure it out. Okay, so we still know these are 60. I think I'm going to have to do at least 1/4 of the side for that. So one's here, skip 2, one's here, skip 2, one's there. And I don't have to do that one. So these guys are going to go here, here, and here. Just got to realign these guys. Rotate that guy. That guy can come out. We're just going to rotate this guy here. And there's only 12 of these in the circle. So 360 degrees divided by 12. No. Divided by 24. So I think it's 24 spots. 360 divided by 24 spots. That's not working. What in the hell is going on? $48. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Who's on first? I have no idea. Crochet Genius for sure. Yeah, with a J. What's more challenging, using the software or designing the pattern is harder than the software, because I can just reverse out where if it's actually designing it, then and it doesn't work, then you got to frog and redo it, which is what's happening for me. See the row below here, this chain 2 is not really a straight line, it's more like looped up, like lace work. So it's technically not spaced like that on the real sample. So that's where it gets a little complicated. As long as the base of the double crochet points in the right place, then it's okay. So in this particular round, the repeat is actually 4 times on the software, but it's actually not like that on the real sample. So my issue is once this thing gets to the granny squares section, or the granny trapezoids, the blanket does not sit flat. So I want to see it charted out so I can understand the stitches and the counting better. Because because it's not sitting flat, I'm adding too many stitches. And so this is the repeat around is right there. Oh, Jesus. Something is wrong. What is wrong? What is wrong? What is wrong? This thing is going to get worse and worse. What is wrong? Just for argument's sake, what if it was 72? What if I'm mistaken? What if it's not 60? This is why I love charting, because I'm finding an error in my pattern. 3 divided by 72 pieces of pie. Oh my God, it is 72. It's not 60 at all. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think this is 24 repeats around in the corner. And I'm going to be disappearing in just a few moments. I can hear Daniel in the kitchen. He's making lunch. It's currently 12:48 my time zone. So I'm going to be disappearing shortly. It is 24. And so the other one would be 24 pieces as well. So my goal today is to at least get the round circle at least charted out, and then I have to work on the granny trapezoids some other time. And that's the signal for lunch. So I'm going to save my work. We hope you have a great afternoon. And study complications seems like an appropriate name. Verbally run through the math again. Okay, so I will be back another time, and we hope you have a great afternoon.